Training your legs is an important part of any program, but should you separate out which muscles you're working? Quads, hamstrings, all together or separate? That's what we're talking about today on the Iron Palace. I'm Milton from Team Flex. You're on my show, The Iron Palace. Every single Tuesday we get on here, we talk about everything training. My goal is to help you get better results wherever you are, get you where you want to be, and that's what we do, and I do it for free. So do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think, any questions, anything you want me to cover. Alright, let's dive in. Leg training is an important part of anybody's program. Doesn't matter who you are, male, female, what your goals are. You want to have a strong lower body. Some people really want to train the lower body for a lot of aesthetics. You know, they want to build their glutes, their quads, their hamstrings, their calves. It's all different for each person, and some people just want to be strong. But when it comes to leg training, you really got to know, hey, how many times a week do you need to be doing it? And then also, is it good to separate out these different muscle groups or just train them all together? It's kind of interesting to think that most of the sport, you know, the industry, in other words, of bodybuilding, strength training, all that, has you often isolating different muscle groups, but the lower body a lot of times does not. A lot of times lower body's lower body, and you're doing everything all at the same time. So the question becomes, do you train quads on their own? Do you train glutes and hamstrings on their own? Or do you train them all together? And here's the answer, okay? And it's a little bit of a multiple answers because it depends on your specific goals. Depends on what you're doing. If you are, let's say, a competitive bodybuilder, and what I mean by that is anybody in any sport, male, female, you know, bikini, wellness, men's physique, classic physique, bodybuilding, all these different divisions. When I say bodybuilding, I'm talking about it all. If you are out there trying to compete and you are literally, your goal for being in the gym is bodybuilding, attaining right shape, symmetry, size, and proportion of muscles, I do suggest splitting your leg days apart. A lot of times what I do when I'm designing programs is I'll have, you know, people doing 2 to 3 leg days a week depending on their goals. Like wellness athletes, for example, they need that 3-day a lot of time to really attain that development. And I'm having, okay, 1 day is the focus on the quads. And obviously, by the way, when we're working the lower body, everything's working, but what we change the focus to and the exercise we select may emphasize more the, you know, focus on one group. So in this case, quads. We're having focus on the anterior portion of the leg. We're really doing a lot of stuff to load that part of the leg, really hit that, and mainly having the athlete just focus as they're training on the fact that your focus needs to be on the quad. Put the tension on the quad, feel it in the quad. If you feel it anywhere else, that's not the focus. You need to figure out why, and we need to change that form or something like that, okay? And then I will have them split, okay, now maybe we're doing strictly glute day or glute and ham day or, you know, both. And it depends really what the athlete's goal is, where the physique is, and what needs to be happening. But there is a good benefit either way for any person to try to split their days up if you are trying to specifically attain, you know, bodybuilder-like proportions. Even if you're just at the gym training on your own, you don't have any reason to compete, it could be a good idea for you. Most people, however, most of the average everyday gym goer, you know, with normal goals, just trying to train, be strong, look good, and feel good about where they're at, you can get away with doing 1 leg day a week where you're covering all the bases. You know, you're focusing a lot on the compound movements. You know, you're doing your squats, you're doing your deadlifts, and then you're doing, you know, some leg extensions, hamstring curls, things like this to focus on each area. Some calves, you're at the door. You don't need a ton of extra work. I mean, when you're talking about bodybuilding, competitive training, like I said, you really got to bring every muscle to the fullest potential it has, and it takes a lot more focus, a lot more emphasis. That's why I split those days a lot. But for the average everyday person, a lot of times you can get away with legs 1 to 2 days a week. You don't need to worry too much about splitting that. And if you get to the point where you're more advanced in that sense, where now, you know, that's just not working, the weights are too heavy or whatever, you're getting too beat down on that leg day, then it might be time to figure out your split and break that up and try it differently. So if anybody needs help with their splits, I strongly encourage go over to my website, teamfflex.com. We got a free coaching trial over there you can try out, and I'll show you how to split your leg training up for your goals with exercise just for you, alright? So do that. It's on the website. Otherwise, that's what I got for you today. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Coach Rye is out.